Hello and welcome back to a Squirrel Plays. We got a short video for you today, and as a matter of fact, it's going to be so simple and short that I won't even need a script. I'll be able to do this one right off the cuff. Cusp? Is it cuff or cusp? Oh, all right. Let me go write a daggum script. Hello and welcome back to a Squirrel Plays. Today is going to be a short one, but the good news is that means you'll get a video this week and a video the following week because it's going to be another short one. But hey, it's not a bad deal, right? 2 videos in 2 weeks? That's pretty good for me. We'll see if it actually happens. But anyway, today's video is about a small oopsie that I made with EZD6. If you'll remember a few episodes back, I was talking about some updates coming along for EZD6, which included some level up cards, a new post-apocalyptic setting, the EZD6 OGL, but also I talked about a little mod I made for the game where I ditched the karma system as a whole and replaced it with more hero dice. Now don't take this the wrong way, the mod itself isn't what was wrong, and it still is a pretty fun way to play. So if you're interested in how that works, feel free to head on over back to that video and give it a watch. The reason I came up with the mod, though, was where the oops occurred. You see, me and the gang were having a little difficulty finding a good balance because of the karma system. We felt like it gave the players a little too much power and they were able to get out of too many things. Granted, I did accidentally kill them once or twice by setting them on fire or splashing acid all over them, but that is not the point. Those require a miraculous save and is something totally different. I'm talking about karma in general for dodging basic attacks or adding it to your hits and upping them to crits and all that. That's where we were finding the struggle. So in that video, Scotty was kind enough to leave me a comment explaining where I might have gone wrong, and he said, "Hey dumbass, you forgot to give your enemies magic attacks. Players can't use karma against those." Now, obviously he didn't word it quite that way. Because he's entirely too nice of a person. He actually listed a couple ways karma can't be used, and the one I had completely missed during my playing was the magic resistance. And if you will join me on page 14 of the EZD6 book, you will see right here under resistance to cast a spell. It says most enemies or heroes resist spells with a 1d6 roll, whereas others have a higher magic resistance and will roll more dice. And then on the very next page, we have this lovely piece of text. Karma cannot be used to boost power level spell rolls or resistance rolls, but a hero die can be used to reroll any single power level die, including a 1. So yeah, completely glossed over that part when we were playing. Also, I just realized while looking at this, is that guy hanging a Christmas ornament? Anyway, why bring it up now, you might be wondering, especially since that video was a few episodes back and you pinned Scotty's comment with his feedback, so what's the point? Because I wanted to tell everybody I was wrong so they'd feel sorry for me and give me all their love and affection. Also because me and a couple of friendos finally got around to giving it another whirl and trying it out the right way, as if there is such a thing. And you know what? It did work pretty good. We pulled out an old map from our Fungali campaign and ran through it with just a few changes here and there to keep things interesting. I threw in a couple magical goblins, and yeah, it worked out pretty darn well. Who would have thought that it works better when you actually follow the rules? The players tore through the goblins, fought a giant spider, and slayed the Badger of Doom. And here's the really neat thing I wanted to mention. I know in my review of EZD6 and probably several other occasions, I've mentioned that EZD6 is way faster than D&D 5th edition. When it comes to combat, you can just breeze your way through it. Now, you see this room here? This was a bar full of goblins, and I was super curious to compare the differences between this room in EZD6 and Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Luckily, there was still an old recording available of when we originally did this in our campaign. And I gotta be honest, guys, the numbers really surprised me. I would have bet good money that this fight took close to 2 hours in 5e because that's what it felt like. Whereas in EZD6, I would have thought we were done in 5 to 10 minutes. I was wrong on both accounts, but there's more to see here than just time, so check it out. In the 5e campaign, this brawl was 5 players versus 10 goblins. It took them 44 minutes and 10 seconds to get through the fight. While not the 2 hours I thought it was, it's still entirely too long in my opinion. But look at this, in the whole fight there were 44 actions taken. And to clarify a bit there, I don't mean just rolls. For example, when you attack something, you roll to hit, then you roll your damage, and if you have any bonus damage like our ranger here did with Hunter's Mark, then you roll that too. I consider that all one action in this case. Casting a spell would be an action, using a potion would be an action, so forth and so on. Now, how did things fare over on the EZD6 side? There were 9 goblins at first, then a couple turns into the fight, 2 more joined in from the kitchen. Once all the goblins were dead, the piano came to life and started attacking them because, hey, why not? So 11 goblins plus an angry piano, meaning the fight was slightly staggered instead of just all at once. Also, there were only 2 players this time, plus an animal companion. And how long did that take? 15 minutes and 17 seconds. Just under a 30-minute difference, and while that's still a pretty darn significant difference, it's not as much as I expected. But how many actions were taken on EZD6? 63. If I had gotten 3 more actions, it would have been a perfect number. That's attacking, wound saves, and magic resisting, which was like 2 or 3 times, I think. So over in 5e, the entire battle was about 1 action a minute, whereas in EZD6 land, it's about 4 actions a minute, I think. Might want to double check that. This is the same squirrel that said 10 times 100 was 10,000 in another video. I thought it was pretty neat to compare. Don't really have a point to make other than EZD6 go zoom zoom. I should also point out that going through this entire temple only took just over an hour in EZD6, whereas it took close to 6 hours when we did it in the 5e campaign. So, do with that what you will. But all that said, feel free to use the all-hero dice approach I mentioned in the other video, or if you want to play by the rules of the book, then don't be like me and forget about magic resistance rules. Also, be careful with fire and acid. Now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to get started on that next video. Okay, bye!